Do you feel like you're ready to start adding some technique or some extra flair to your playing, but maybe you're a little bit unsure about what to do because there's so many techniques out there, and which ones do you start with? Well, if you know how to play a bunch of open position chords and maybe some bar chords too, there's this one technique that I like to teach all my students pretty early on. It's gonna be an easy thing to remember, but physically it's not gonna be the easiest thing to get started. But once you get your fingers activated in the right way, you'll be able to apply this to all those chords that you already know, and then to a bunch of chords that you learn in the future. So that technique is the pinky trill. The pinky trill is a hammer-on and pull-off with your pinky finger while you're holding a chord at the same time. Now, that might seem really hard, but once you activate that finger, to be able to do that, you can just apply it to a bunch of different chords. The absolute first place you should start is with this D chord. First, just strum the chord, and step one, try to just hammer on that pinky. At first, it's gonna be hard to get volume on that. So what you wanna really concentrate is visually looking right at the fret. So you want to try to see if you can slam that pinky finger down very close to the fret. The farther away you are from the fret, you're just gonna get noises that sound like that, like little buzzes and things like that. So set the chord up perfectly, all fingers on the tips of the fingers, strum it with your thumb, and then see if you can hammer on that pinky. Step two is to see if you can do a pull-off after the hammer-on. Now for this, it's important to know that the pull-off is not just a lifting off of the pinky, you're actively pulling the finger down, almost kind of in a plucking motion. You can see the pinky pulls downwards. I'm literally plucking that string with the pinky finger. So putting those two things together, you have this. Hammer on, pull off. Pull off. Strum, hammer on, pull off. After a few days of that, or maybe a week or two, you'll be able to just play it without thinking. Now, once you can do it on this D chord, it'll be easier to apply to all these other chords. A chords, same thing. We're gonna hammer the pinky on. This time on the second string, 3rd fret. Now you can also do that for a minor chord. It sounds really cool there too. Okay. How about a C chord? Another great place for the C chord is the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Once you can do that, try this phrasing where you put the trill almost like as part of an arpeggio, like this. You've heard that sound a bunch of times. And it's just the same thing that we did, except now we're going single strings. So that works with all your A minor, E major. These things that we're playing here are called ornaments, and that's how they're applied. They're to enhance the chord that you already have. So you can use it at any time that you want, any time that you feel like you want to enhance the chord that you're playing. This same trill works with bar chords as well. Now these are a little bit harder, but it's still the same mechanic. So let's start with an E minor chord up here in the 7th position. In this bar chord here, we can hammer on the 1st string, the 2nd string, and the 3rd string. So you want to practice doing all of those. Moving on, you've got this minor chord, and this has a bunch of spots for this pinky hammer on. Check this out. When you're doing this a lot, it really helps to shake that hand out and give yourself a break, and then go back and try it again.